Hi, I'm Louisa Sijabat, a liquidator and bankruptcy trustee. Today's question is, if I liquidate my company, do I, as either the director or shareholder, get investigated and reported to Asic? So the answer to this question is, during the course of a normal liquidation, a liquidator has to conduct a standard series of investigations. There are a few overarching themes about what these investigations are about. We're looking for breaches of directors' duties, especially those that result in a material adverse financial or other impact to the company. And we're also looking for things like what we call voidable transactions. Some people informally refer to them as clawback transactions, and or insolvent trading, or rather insolvent trading. We're looking for these in particular at higher dollar amounts, so something where it might be might have caused a significant adverse impact to the company, or at least even some adverse impact. So as an example, there was a matter I was working on once, and the directors had taken out $1 million not long after they put their company into, I think it was voluntary administration in that case. And they had forgotten to tell us that they'd taken $1 million out when they were describing the rest of the company's problems. Now, in that case, that would be an issue that we would have to take up with them during the voluntary administration. And if that company were to go into liquidation after the voluntary administration, through that period as well. So if there's something you're not sure about in relation to a transaction, I always encourage directors or shareholders to reach out to the liquidator or potential voluntary administrator and discuss it first. Because at that stage, the company's not in liquidation or voluntary administration. And you can talk about this thing and say, if it does, is it a problem? And if so, what can be done about it? And it's better to get all the skeletons out of the closet before any liquidation or voluntary administration. In relation to the second part of the question, do you get reported to Asic? Well, it does go on to the public Asic record that this company is in liquidation or voluntary administration. So it does go to Asic as information. In terms of, is there other information that goes to Asic as part of the liquidation? There usually is. Liquidators have to report to Asic on a standard Asic form about certain things they find during the liquidation. For example, in that example I had before of the directors who took out $1 million, which in that case probably was going to be subject to a clawback or voidable transaction or breaches of directors' duties, because that was a significant amount of money to that company, then we do need to tell Asic. The usual follow-on question is, does Asic do anything with that information? Now, I'm not Asic, so I can't represent what they would say or do or think. But in some cases, they will want to look at it. In most cases, in my anecdotal experience, there's usually nothing that comes of it after that. But it is, of course, a case-by-case thing, and it is Asic's decision. I hope that answers the question.